I mean to say, like, if you're slacking, if you're not putting in the work, if you're not giving the effort in, if you're a guy that's saying that, well, I don't want to work these extra hours, I'm not going to pick up these extra shifts, I'm not going to go ahead and go to the gym, I'm not going to put in the work, I'm not going to self-improve, I'm not going to fix up my hair, I'm not going to pay for the barber shop, and I just don't care, right? I'm not going to do anything. I'm saying excuses after excuses. If you don't want to learn how to cut your hair and you don't want to pay for the barbershop, what are you going to have? An unclean look. There's so many gorgeous, beautiful women out there. There's obviously different types of females in different ways. Just choose the one that you really feel like it needs to be this way with her. You get what I mean? Women love a man that can go ahead and say what he's gonna be doing and actually back it up with his actions. So y'all gotta understand, when it comes to women, they do listen, especially when it's gonna be to their benefit and it's gonna be, you're exciting. Oh, I like you. I wanna be back around you. So when you're like that, females are going off the bat like, oh, okay, that's what he's talking about? Yeah. And a lot of times girls love to kind of show off. A lot of times girls will be like, oh yeah, this is who I'm dealing with, or he said he's gonna do this. Now, here's the thing. When you're this type of guy, guess what? Never slip up to be any other way. Meaning that don't be a guy that tells lies. Females will not like you or want to be around you when you're just not somebody that can keep his word. So a guy that could keep his word, females love when you say it, and you say it because you know you mean it, because you're going to follow up with it. I say this to say, let me give you an example. Some guys mess up so bad that if they did it right in the beginning, they could have had things work out differently. Now, before I get into more of this example, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It helps your girl so much. And I would love to see your comments down below on what you think females will love or you've tried that already worked. And if you're actually done with the female that you last talked to, comment down below, moved on, or let's just say you're trying to move on. I'd like to know if you're still going through these things or you want the aftermath on what you should be doing. And of course, other videos that you want to see, like part 2s, this type of video again, let me know, and other topics down below. Now back to this example. If you're going to be the guy that goes ahead and says, you know what? I've been to this restaurant, I think you should check it out. And you know this restaurant is a nice restaurant to go ahead and take her. You're leading. You're not making her be like, oh, well, you know, you should be picking the place. You got to set up everything. Or I don't know where to go. I'm just going to drive. Don't be that type of guy, right? And this is just an example because there's so many other ways of dealing with somebody. Of course, I know long distance to be happening with y'all as well. We'll talk about that very soon in another video. But let's just get back into how when you're dealing with her and then you go ahead and show up this way, she's gonna like that. Now, there's a difference between the men that say this and make her excited and love how you are, love how you lead, and now she's respecting you, and now she's like, oh, he's masculine. Let me act like a feminine woman, or I will be feminine, or I want to just take care of him. I just want to love on him, or oh man, he makes me so soft. He makes me so weak. Okay, you know, I could keep going, but you get my point with that, right? So once that happens, then this is where the slip up happens in this example. You go ahead and
ignoring, or if there's other stuff that you have going on, it could be about anything self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link after this video.
Sleep affirmations so you could become that powerful man, and it is recorded in my voice, and I give you the strongest affirmations to overall become that man and subconsciously become powerful. So let's get into these books. Get a track woman you want and get her to miss you, along with secrets to winning her over, and it tells you about cold approaching. It tells you my personal stories, and if you're trying to up your game in the dating game, these books are going to be perfect for that, and you could get it all in a bundle deal. Make sure you click the link down below. Like, well, you know, she's an expensive girl, she's high maintenance, so I gotta spend, I gotta lead with my pockets, my wallet. I gotta tell her and say that I love her, or not the love you part, but sometimes you guys feel like, well, she's not gonna believe I care about her. That's a different story too. But some of you guys will be like, I could actually show up with this money, I have the money, or I could bring her to this place, and I gotta make sure that she doesn't feel like I'm talking to other girls. So you're telling her your emotions, vulnerability, all that stuff, throw it out the window, at least for now, at least when you don't know if you can really trust her. Back to my point though, some of you are also saying like, you know what, I'm gonna tell her I'll spend this much and I'll spend that much. Let's say now you're in the relationship, or now she's excited, or now she believes you're this type of guy. What happens that messes this whole story up is that that's how it's gonna be as you guys continue to talk. So I'm not saying you can't actually go to a nice restaurant or go to a restaurant that's going to excite her and you're spending a good amount of money. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't try to tell her and say things that you know you cannot actually keep up. That's not a man that could keep his word. I'm telling you now, fellas, you will be more respected either brushing her off, not saying anything, or just noticing that, okay, you know what? I can't take you serious. Maybe you'll take her out. It'll lead to something that you like, because we know transactional relationships can get you what you like, although it could happen for bad reasons. Obviously, it can lead to other things that can cause, you know, the toxic vibes, all of that stuff. Now, my point becomes you should just try to actually be yourself, meaning that if you take her to a nice place, don't tell her that you could spend this much. Don't spend this much knowing that you can never do it again, because females will cut you off pretty quickly. And I brought that example up because not only does it happen so much, but guess what? You could avoid it all. Right? You could avoid it all just actually knowing that you're going in with this way. And I'm not saying sit here and say all the things that are down bad or what you can't do, but I'm saying if you know this girl's presenting herself a certain way and you want her so badly and you feel like you have to say these things, you feel like you have to maintain and keep up with her, that's not your duty. That is not your job. That is not your wife. That is not your long-term girlfriend. That is not the girl that held you down, been there for you, all of these things. And if you have a specific situation you're going through right now, you have, you know, feelings that you want to talk about, or simply you're just over her, or simply you're self-improving, or simply or simply you're out in the dating game and you want to know how to approach girls, get more girls, how to maintain it. Not only can you book a consultation, but I have so many books out. You can go ahead and get the bundle deals too, but these books are supposed to specialize in the actual things that you will be going through, whether you're dating, whether you're actually trying to self-improve, whether you're actually trying to get that girl to miss you. Everything that you guys need is in these books. And guess what? So much of these things I will not ever be talking about on YouTube. It's really personal, but it's also personalized to what I realize every single guy needs out here. Now, I'm just saying this to say, like, there's certain stuff that you'll just only get in the book, especially, you know, the things that have to do with the bedroom sometimes, or the things that have to do with how do you really get in her mind. Now, I want to lastly say that I did talk about my actual personal stories. I really want to keep it in the books, you know, just to give you guys a different type of feel of how I experienced this. And then also I compared it to how I know women have watched, witnessed it all, that females love this type of guy, love when you guys do this. I mentioned Alpha and Sigma guys, my success stories with them, what I liked about them, and also the cons. You know, there's gonna be the pros, but there's the cons as well. So I made sure to mention it all in the books that I have. Make sure you check it out. And if you want to get the bundle deal, you could get that. But if you simply just want the one that's catered right to you, click the link and make sure you do get it on. And last thing, just a good reminder, it's not that you actually need to have it help you right away, but it's just getting more onto the game that you got to get on, right? That means up your game by clicking it. Now let's go ahead and get back into this topic of like your examples, your situations, whatever is happening, your experiences. You have to learn from it. How else are you going to make improvements if you keep going back to the same girl, knowing that, well, I can never be able to do that for her, or, oh, I want to prove to her I got to. It's gonna end up never lasting. Now, I say that to say you're gonna have a lot of breakups with her. You're gonna have a lot of on and offs. And what it's going to do is just going to be draining. And I feel like it leads to you guys feeling unappreciated, because what's happening in those situations? It's a female feeling you out and recognizing, you know what? Like, I'm going to make this guy work. I'm going to make this guy really earn me. When I tell you guys, like, you got to be the one that gets this woman to earn you, it's because it's coming from me knowing, and also just in general, you should know yourself that you've done the work already. I mean to say, like, if you're slacking, if you're not putting in the work, if you're not giving the effort in, if you're a guy that's saying that, well, I don't want to work these extra hours, I'm not going to pick up these extra shifts, I'm not going to go ahead and go to the gym, I'm not going to put in the work, I'm not going to self-improve, I'm not going to fix up my hair. Self-improving in the process. This is so serious. This is why I have a whole no contact guide and journal available. Y'all could go ahead and purchase it. If you need somewhere to start off, then you need all the breakdowns, all the insight, the information. And I have structure in there, help you, prompts, things that will tell you, you got this, but it'll give you also reasons why. And I have stories in there that tells you why no contact has worked for people, all types of stuff. It's so detailed, y'all. That's how much information I made sure to put in there. Step up no contact, or if you need somewhere to start and you need something to help you, this is like me guiding you as you go through no contact. That's how I customized it for y'all. So you can check that out by clicking the link down below. See what you could do with no contact. track how far you could do it. Just learn everything, have the guidance and accountability partner. Although I'm not actually there, you'll feel that sense from this journal and guide. I'm not gonna cut my hair. I'm not gonna learn how to cut my hair. I'm not gonna pay for the barber shop and I just don't care, right? I'm not gonna do anything. I'm saying excuses after excuses. If you don't wanna learn how to cut your hair and you don't wanna pay for the barber shop, what are you gonna have? An unclean look. Now, it's not about facial features, but it still plays a huge part. My point is that you gotta still be doing it. If you're not doing it, then don't really think that these rules or these things can apply to you. Now, in the dating game, honestly, some people might not want to hear it, but there's rules to it. And it sucks because, like, it's the dating game and it comes with games. Nobody wants to play these games, or hey, some people love the games. Some fellas out here love the toxic vibes, or some fellas want that woman to drive them crazy. That's a different topic as well. As I said, if you want part 2s, if you want this video in a different way, or other things I didn't mention, or things that I want y'all to know more of, if you want me to also elaborate, let me know in the comment section. Keep your personal life, keep your things that you feel like are not needing to be mentioned, like let's say your struggles, to yourself. You're not there to be vulnerable, you're just there to be true to yourself and true to her, to the extent of, if you're getting caught up, are you gonna fall? Are you gonna be hurt at the end? If you're not, keep going. If you're not breaking your pockets, your bank account for her, then you are pretty much good. And I say this to say, like, yes, some girls can be on the part where, like, if you don't do it, I'm not going to give you the time of the day, or I won't see you. And then you guys might feel like, well, I want the time of the day, or I want her to see me. Then you're just trying to maybe, like, have it work out where you at least get that one moment. Really take in, is it that worth it? And I'll leave you with this. There's so many gorgeous, beautiful women out there. There's obviously different types of females in different ways. Just choose the one that you really feel like it needs to be this way with her. Do you get what I mean? You get it? It means that it needs to be this way. She follows your lead, and you're going to show up this way. If she doesn't get with your program, then you're on to the next. I just mean to say that don't settle in life. Don't settle in general. There's so many gorgeous females. There's girls out there that might give you a hard time, or there's girls that you want, or you feel like the girls that you like are out of your league, or you feel like you're ending up with your 5s and 6s. It does not stop there. Look at yourself and be like, have you done enough? Have you been true? Do you feel like you're wasting your time? Do you feel like you're doing things and saying things that you can't do and it's just not working out? Allow these things to be changed. Make a change for it, and obviously change how you deal with women and your selections as well. I hope this type of video was helpful. If you like videos like this, mention it. And other things that you want to say in the comment section, give your girl a big thumbs up. It helps so much and I appreciate it. And don't forget to be subscribed with your post notification on. And yeah, that's it. Bye, y'all.